Your life's work is undone tonight, samurai. But my father's legacy lives on through me.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is bad, like really bad, and you have probably heard this cause there's ton of reviews saying just that, but the real question is, why exactly is it so bad? The thing is that playing Assassin's Creed Shadows made me realize something. The older games were infinitely better, and Black Flag is still the best game in this entire series. As you can see in this very official graph I made. And looking at how things are going, it's safe to say it's gonna stay that way. So why is it that Assassin's Creed as a series has been mid at best for the last 12 years or so? Now, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about Ubisoft and their controversies because everyone is talking about that. But honestly, I don't really care, and neither should you. What you should care about though is about the game that you paid $70 for, which according to Ubisoft is not even yours. Now, before we begin, yes, I'll be making a lot of comparisons to Black Flag because, well, it's the best one in the series, and second, I want to keep this video short and to the point because if I start talking about the Ezio trilogy, we'll be here for a couple of hours because I love those. And please be warned, there will be some spoilers ahead. Anyways, let's just dive in.
Really?
Let's start with the most obvious thing, the characters. And honestly, it just blows my mind how no one is really talking about this issue. Before we even get to the story, it's important to understand something. The protagonist should drive the story and not be dragged along by it. Now, let me explain. In Black Flag, we meet Edward Kenway, a drunk, reckless, selfish pirate chasing riches. He was charismatic, funny, confident, and witty, someone who felt like an actual human being. Credit goes to Matt Ryan, who nailed this role, and within the first hour, the game makes it crystal clear. This is who this guy is. From that point on, it's Edward who pushes the story forward. It's his ambition, his greed that pulls him into the Assassin Templar's mess, and it's his choices, his mistakes, and the consequences that shape his arc. By the end of the game, after losing a lot of people he and even I cared about, he redeems himself. From a selfish pirate to a master assassin, now that's a character arc. And it wasn't just him. The side characters were so incredible. Adiwali, Blackbeard, Charles Wayne, and Bonnie. Like, I genuinely cared about these people. They were not just some random NPCs in cool outfits. They felt real. They had depth, goals, and motives, and a reason to be in the story of Edward. Even someone like Charles Wayne, who wasn't exactly a likable character, I felt bad for him when he lost his mind on that island. And just by the way, I haven't played this game in years, yet I still remember
Steed Bonnet,
who appeared like 3 to 4 times in this game, and that says something. Now with Assassin's Creed Shadows...
Fight? I didn't fix you up just so you can bleed again.
I've lost too much time. I've got to go.
Go? Go where?
Help me.
You should go to Katano.
I'll take my father's horse.
See that you do.
These characters, they're just there. Now this time around there are 2 protagonists and they both have the personality of a paper plate. Naoe is just a bit louder, she's gay, and kinda sounds like John Marston if he smoked a pack a day. And Yasuke is black and gay, and he breaks doors. Honestly, it wouldn't even matter if he wasn't in the game. Actually, it wouldn't even matter if neither of them were in the game. I mean, there is nothing much to talk about them. That's how forgettable they are. Now, I don't want to get started on the voice acting and facial animations, like it just feels wrong.
My home is your home, Junjiro. Wherever that is.
And yes, this has been a problem since Odyssey, but this time around they somehow managed to make it even worse. It makes no sense. It feels like they hired their voice actors from Fiverr or something. I mean, this is a AAA title, man. What is this?
My name
Really?
Now let's dive into the story. Black Flag gave us a narrative that spanned years, following Edward Kenway's transformation from a selfish, greedy, and reckless pirate to a humbled man who earns the title of a master assassin.
Captain, piss off!
And it wasn't smooth, it was rough, full of betrayal, loss, and pain. Hornigold's betrayal stung. Blackbeard's death hit like a truck. The loss of Mary Read was just straight up gut-wrenching. She was such a well-written character who cared for Edward and was also kinda like a mentor to him.
I'll be with you, Kenway. I will.
To top it all off, the final nail in the coffin was when Adewale confronts Edward.
Jesus, Ade, what the hell happened here?
You happened here, Edward. The damage you caused 6 years ago has not been undone.
I'm not an easy man to call a friend, am I? Is that why you're here?
To fight beside a man so driven by personal gain and glory is a hard thing, Edward. And I have come to feel the assassins and their creed a more honorable cause. Have I been unfair?
That scene hits hard because I was not expecting that. Because here's someone who's been by Edward's side through thick and thin, and even he had enough. It was a true turning point, and that's when Edward truly realizes how far he's fallen and the damage he's caused. And all this plays a huge role in helping Edward change as a man. Black Flag had a linear story with an actual structure, memorable characters, great dialogue, and incredible performances by the cast.
No me mate, señor. Tengo familia. Se lo suplico. Anyone speak English? English?
Little bit.
Tell your friends we're stealing your goods, and we won't hurt nobody if everyone stays as still as a sandbar. You got that?
Please to repeat.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Edward. Everyone's gone, aren't they? Mary, Raccoon, Touch, all the rest. I miss them so. Rough as they were. Do you feel that too? All empty inside?
I do. Devil curse me.
Give your quarry something to fear. Some hellish thing from a fevered dream. And men will drop to their knees, pleading for their lord before all else.
Oh, God. Looks fine.
Of course it does.
You threw in with the very kind we once hated!
And most importantly, it was all relevant to the core conflict, the Assassins versus Templars, the two words that you will never hear again. Cause the Assassins are too cool now and they go by the Hidden Ones, and the sophisticated scheming Templars are now a bunch of cosplaying weirdos who roam around in hideous masks like they're in a masquerade ball or something. Now in Assassin's Creed Shadows, there's barely any story. Anyways, to kick things off, we've got who for some reason happens to know fluent Japanese, and Lord Nobunaga decides, yeah, this is the guy, let's just make him the best samurai in Japan, because all the actual Japanese were either dead or busy watching anime or something. Then there's Naoe, and of course, her father dies. The good old revenge plot is slapped on here for some emotional weight, only it just does not work. Here's why. Naoe has a mysterious box that she has to retrieve, which would have never been taken in the first place if she hadn't opened the damn door. But okay, she approaches some random spot near the woods and gets shot. Turns out all the bad guys just happen to be hanging out there in the woods for some reason. Okay, but luckily now his injured father comes to save her box, and despite being an assassin, he just walks in unprepared, like no smoke bombs, no hidden blades, no stealth, no strategy, just pure stupidity. He charges at the bad guys and, well, you can guess how it goes. Now, the bad guys just take her box and decide not to kill them for whatever reason. And then...
Follow the blade.
Do it!
Remember the song. In the music. We are together.
Dialogue is pathetic, like that's not how human beings interact with each other. And that's about it, cause I'm sorry, I just could not. This might be one of the 4 games in my entire life that I just abandoned in a couple of hours. I literally had to go to YouTube to watch the rest of the story for the sake of this video. And turns out, Yasuke's mother also dies and he also gets a good old revenge plot. So that's about it. There's nothing much to talk about. There's nothing memorable, no weight, no pacing, no structure whatsoever. I can't even call it lazy writing, it's just straight up horrible writing. It feels like they got this story from ChatGPT and after skimming through it, they said, yeah, perfect, let's go with this. And you know what? There's another huge reason why these games keep failing. I just cannot wrap my head around the obsession Ubisoft has with these open mission structures. They just do not work because a story needs to be told in a linear way. That's why books have chapters, shows have episodes because, well, common sense I guess. This is just a poor direction. There is barely any build-up, no momentum, no cohesive storytelling. There is, however, a ton of pointless grinding side activities bullshit that you're forced to do, which I will cover in just a bit, that you're left with 2 cardboard cutouts with a katana and a spreadsheet of side quests. Now, some people are actually trying to defend this by saying, oh well, there are 2 distinct characters, so it's hard to write a cohesive narrative.
Shut your damned mouth!
GTA 5 managed to tell a very good story with 3 completely different protagonists. So no, there is no justifying this garbage. I won't be discussing the graphics that much, but yeah, the game does look pretty. But so does my wallpaper. And you don't buy games just to look at them, you buy to play them and get immersed in them. One of the biggest reasons Black Flag still holds up today is because the gameplay almost never felt repetitive. Sure, it was not perfect. There were a few annoying ship missions, a few tailing missions, not a few actually, a lot of tailing and eavesdropping missions, but it was never a deal breaker because every mission felt fresh. Even the tailing and eavesdropping missions, yes, they were annoying, but they served a purpose. Gathering intel, discovering a new location, they meant something. They actually made you feel like an assassin hiding in the shadows, sneaking around, and they made the game memorable. Personally, I love those missions. And then there was social stealth, hiding in plain sight, blending in crowds, sitting on benches. These are the things that made Assassin's Creed unique, because almost every other game has stealth systems. There's crouching and long grass and going prone. Ghost of Tsushima did that, The Last of Us did that, Uncharted, Horizon Zero Dawn, Tomb Raider, and the list goes on and on and on. It was social stealth that made Assassin's Creed stand out, and now it's gone. On top of that, there were these crazy action set pieces like chasing a target or being chased or chasing a target while being chased. Then there were these environmental puzzles, treasure hunting, hunting and crafting for upgrading, which actually made sense. Black Flag went crazy with the exploration. You had full control of your ship and you could even explore the tiniest remote islands scattered across the map, and they all had something interesting to offer. The introduction to deep sea exploration and a more polished hunting system and harpoon fishing. I mean, for God's sake, you can't even hunt any animals in shadows. The newer Assassin's Creed just boils down to this: infiltrate this fort, kill this target, steal this thing, and check it off a list. That's it. Like, I'm not even kidding, that's it. Rinse and repeat for 60 to even 100 hours of gameplay. This is all you're doing. I noticed these problems with Assassin's Creed Origins, and yeah, while the game was still a bit decent, turns out it's called Origins because it was the origins of the crap that followed. Side content and collectibles, which used to be optional and rewarding, are now forced on you because you need knowledge points to level up. And since everyone has numbers floating on top of their heads, you have to go through the tedious grind just so your katana hidden blade can one-shot enemies. Because apparently, if you have a higher level, getting stabbed in the neck is not a problem, you can just walk it off. Thankfully, it's not as annoying as it was in Origins though, but it's still there. Now, let's talk about the combat system. I still love the classic Batman Arkham style system. Like, you could counter, kill, chain kill, take down enemies in style. You're a freaking assassin, a killing machine, and you should feel like it. And yeah, it wasn't the best, but it was fun. It was grounded and clean. The animations were smooth. When you landed a hit, the enemy reacted. The combat now is just sad. Super choppy animations, half the times enemies don't even react to getting hit. And can someone please explain why on God's green earth does Nawe hold her katana in an ice pick grip? She's already a twig, her tiny noodle arms are already short and her reach is limited. She is weak and pathetic and she holds her sword behind her back and leaving herself exposed like that just to look cool. This does not make any sense. And to top it all off, she is doing all these random flips and twists for some reason. It's just unnecessary and annoying. Alright, I've rambled on long enough, even though I told myself not to get carried away. But when you see something you love so much growing up being butchered like this, you just can't help it, can you? Assassin's Creed Shadows should have stayed in the shadows, and honestly, you should not waste your time and money on it. That brings us to the question, why has Assassin's Creed series failed? And the answer is just 4 words. It lost its identity. Ubisoft gave up everything that was working for them and decided to copy the Witcher 3 formula just because the Witcher 3 was a monumental success. But the thing is, they would have been better off if they focused on the quality and the story of the games instead of doubling down on the woke agenda and the RPG elements and the dialogue options that make no difference whatsoever. Shadows is so bland and boring. I've had more fun making art on Excel sheets. Like, I'm not even kidding. So do yourself a favor, save your time and money, and just play Ghost of Tsushima. That game is a better Assassin's Creed game than an Assassin's Creed game. The story is great, the voice acting is great, the stealth might not be that great, but the combat, it's freaking incredible. It respects the setting, it respects the characters, and the best part, it respects you, your time, and money.
You gave to our enemy.
I had to stop you from throwing away our people's lives. You have no honor, and you are a slave to it.
You see, the thing is, Assassin's Creed is dead. Like, officially dead. But wait, because in a desperate attempt to cling to life, Ubisoft is apparently working on a Black Flag remake. You should get ready to be massively disappointed. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe for more honest and no BS gaming reviews. Do let me know in the comments what killed Assassin's Creed for you. Until next time, take care and play better games.